So here we have an anime called DevilMan, or in Japanese it's called DevilMan. This is another one of those animes that I've never seen before until now, so as again, it's a good idea to check it out here. And its genre is an action horror. So here goes the story. A boy named Akira and his father were traveling down the Himalayas, but a really bad storm happens and they end up getting killed. Yeah, so the main character pretty much dies within the first episode. Well, it must be a short series, eh? Nah, it really isn't. There's only 39 episodes, but anyways. Meanwhile, when that's going on, Lord Zenin decides to summon 3 demons, and one of the 3 demons is DevilMan. So when they are summoned into the real world, all 3 of them are arguing of which one should take care of the host, which is Akira. So all 3 of them end up fighting each other, but DevilMan ends up kicking both of their asses. So now DevilMan takes possession of Akira's body, and now needs to bring destruction to the world. So when Akira goes back with DevilMan inside him, he has to go home, but, well, unfortunately, as you know, his parents are now dead, so now he has to go to a new home. So he decides to move in with a childhood friend named Miki. But since this is Akira's body being taken over by DevilMan, he ends up actually falling in love with Miki. So because he's being love-struck, he's actually getting distracted from actually doing his objective to destroy the world. And at first Miki doesn't notice anything different about him until much later. And of course Lord Zenon is fucking pissed about this. So what he does about this is that he ends up trying to summon a whole bunch of demons to go after DevilMan and Miki. It's actually pretty intense, but at the same time, this is also where the anime gets pretty weird. So what most of the demons try to do that's so weird is that they always tend to try and possess random things. One of them possesses into a doll and tries to kill Miki like that, which is pretty strange, but probably the weirdest one that I can remember. Off the top of my head would have to be the one that transforms into a demonic elephant. I swear, that was just really fucked up. So that's the basic of the story of this anime. So to sum it all up, it's about a demon who tries to destroy the world but ends up getting distracted. Other demons try and hunt him down. I have to say, I actually like this concept quite a bit. There's even a bit of romance into it because, well, you know, he falls in love with Miki. Now, it's still a simple story, but it's still pretty good. In fact, at the time when this show came out, it was actually one of the more complex storylines at that time. Now, of course, compared to today's standards, yeah, it's not that complex, but you just gotta remember, this is 1972. But it is a pretty good idea. Also, he kinda looks like a superhero to me. Just a little bit. Now, as for the animation, it does look pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's the best that I've seen around this time. Just for a quick comparison, when I did the review for the series of Lupin the Third, I said that the animation looked really good for its time, and that anime came out 1 year before this one. But then again, it is kinda hard to compare, because maybe it's just a different art style. But really, I'm not really gonna complain too much about that. Now as for the voice acting, I believe this is only in Japanese as well. So as again, it's really hard for me to tell if it's good or bad because, you know, I don't speak Japanese, but I can at least say that it never really got irritating. Now I have heard that this anime is a little bit different than the manga, but I can't really say any specific stuff on my own because, well, I've never actually read them. But I am more than definitely interested in reading them though. But for the most part, I will at least say that it's a pretty decent anime. Now if I had to rate this anime, I'd have to give it a 7 out of 10. Now I am being a little bit generous with this because I was planning on giving it a 6 out of 10, but then I realized that, you know what, it actually is better than that. And don't get me wrong, a 6 out of 10 is not a bad score at all. It's just, you know, it's just above average. But anyways, it is a pretty good anime, but I think they could have made it a bit better, but at the same time, I don't know how much better the books were. But what we got from this anime is still pretty good, so don't get me wrong. And as I already said, I really do like the concept of it, but I ain't complaining.